Thanks a lot for joining us. My name is Candace. I'm a ranch wife with a huge background in science, and I use natural solutions, natural supplements, and essential oils in my daily life, and have for, well, almost a decade now. So we're going to look at two different approaches to health as we begin this workshop. But before we do, I wanted to share with you some studies. And the FDA has done these studies. The FDA estimates that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses and side effects of NSAIDs. NSAIDs are those non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, things that you know as Advil, ibuprofen, and aspirin. They are also the cause of thousands of deaths per year. I mean, this is really scary. And even Tylenol, which would be acetaminophen, is known to cause liver damage if used in excess. So if you would like the supporting study, let your wellness advocate know and they will share that study with you. Now, I'm sharing this information with you because it reflects on our modern approach to medicine. In the modern approach, we turn to pills and prescriptions as a primary solution to address physical problems and symptoms. So these can have dangerous side effects and even a risk of addiction. Now, because this approach often focuses on symptoms, the root causes can often get overlooked. In addition, we're looking at $6.5 trillion, that's trillion with a T, spent each year on global health care. But are we actually any healthier? That would be my question. So check out that natural approach. In that approach, we focus on the root causes, and we're going to use a plant-based approach because our body recognizes plant sources. So what actually creates disease in the body? There are actually three main factors that can cause disease in the body. One is nutrient deficiency. The second one would be inflammation. And the third one will be toxic overload. So we're going to go ahead and look at each one of those individually. So nutrient deficiencies, let's start here. So nutrition is actually the core of our immune function. And when our nutrition buckets in our body are filled, then we function optimally. We'll have energy, clarity of thinking, good mood, great sleep, and little to no inflammation. So according to the Environmental Working Group, who has done the chart that you can see there, 95% of US adults are deficient in vitamin D, 94% are deficient in vitamin E, and 61% are deficient in magnesium. So those are huge, huge numbers. So that means the nutrition buckets in our body are not full. And that means most of us don't have great baseline health. The results of nutrient deficiency varies by body, but I'll list a few for you. Things like inflammation, headaches, lack of sleep, foggy thinking, lack of energy, and digestive issues. And poor nutrition is the #1 cause of poor health. Now, what are different types of inflammation? The biggest contributors to inflammation in our body are, well, the first one is sugar. It's in nearly everything we consume. If you look at labels at all when you're buying food products, you will see there is sugar in everything. Stress and lack of sleep, that really causes a lot of inflammation. Toxins in our environment and bad oils, things like vegetables and canola oils. Now, chronic inflammation is linked to diseases like autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular diseases, gastrointestinal disorders, again, headaches, metabolic diseases, lung diseases, mental illness, and joint pain. So a whole list there. Now let's shift to toxic load. Now, toxic load is the third area we're looking at, and as a source for disease, and it refers to the chemicals in our body that build up from our environment. Things like processed foods, pesticide use, and personal care products. The Product Safety Commission tested and found 150 cleaning chemicals that are linked to ADD, asthma, cancer, reproductive problems, respiratory problems, and more. So we can't always, control what we come into contact with outside the home, but we can really make a lot smarter choices for inside of our homes. So what do we do with all of this information? Well, I'm going to turn it over to Diane, and she is going to let us know what we can do.
Let's talk about what's in our supplements. There was a study done by the FDA from 2007 to 2016. And in that study, they detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements that are produced by 146 different companies. A second study had results showing that 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of those didn't actually contain the active ingredient that they listed on the bottle. The supplement industry is not heavily regulated. They can contain lots of fillers and not much of the actual ingredient. So if you have some reservation or hesitation as to whether a product is working or not, you are not alone. And this information that I'm about to give you will support your concerns. As I mentioned, the supplement industry is not heavily regulated, and I'd like to share a story from a fellow wellness advocate whose son works in a health food store. He told his mother that if a supplement is on the shelf, that if a supplement on the shelf is tested and is found to be missing an active ingredient on the label, the store has 9 months to remove the product from the shelves. That's outrageous. However, because our standard American diet is deficient in most vitamins and nutrients, it's necessary to supplement to make sure our bodies get what they need to function properly at a baseline level. At the top of our list is lifelong vitality. So let's move to that as our major solution. doTERRA is known for its safe and effective oils, but did you know that the lifelong vitality is doTERRA's best-selling product? It's because it addresses all 3 areas that we just mentioned: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Think of this line right here as a necessary foundation to your health house. In addition, this line helps support the cleansing and filtering out of toxins. There are 3 different supplements in this line: a food nutrient, a cellular repair, and your omegas. This line is your micronutrients. The lifelong vitality fills the nutrient buckets that Candace mentioned that are missing in our body. They contain powerful antioxidants to help protect our DNA. They're made with whole food ingredients. They're 95% bioavailable for your body. The average supplement is only 20 to 30% bioavailable. All right, so now let's look at some clinical trials. These results are based on blood work that was taken before and after. And the subjects took the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality supplements for 2 months, and they continued with their normal diet and exercise. And they found statistically significant improvement with the following categories: blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular biomarkers like CBC, blood lipids, blood sugar, electrocardiogram, echocardiogram, things of that sort. It also they had a reduction in triglyceride levels in the blood and a reduction in cellular inflammation. They saw positive effects on biochemical indicators of cardiovascular health, antioxidants, inflammation, and blood glucose regulation. They saw overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, and happiness. Personally, I consider lifelong vitality as part of my food budget. Now we're going to talk a little bit about gut health and healthy gut biome. And there's been a lot of chatter about this lately. So if you want to focus on gut health specifically, lifelong vitality paired with the PB Restore and TerraZyme is our highest recommendation. The gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being. Your gut is often called your second brain. It's vital in everything from our weight to our immune function to our mental wellness. And doTERRA's PB Restore Probiome Complex is our patented dual capsule delivery system. It's a unique formulation of 30 pre, pro, and postbiotics that help restore microbial diversity and balance for optimal microbe health. With this unique dual encapsulation delivery system, it protects the sensitive probiotic cultures from stomach acid, delivering it safely and effectively to your gut. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty fascinating. It's a dual capsule, and they've designed it so that it gets down where it needs to get down to in your gut, so it doesn't get eaten up by stomach acids in that first in the beginning of the path. It includes 18 billion colony forming units of probiotics or good bacteria. It consists of 24 active cultures, an unparalleled variety of carefully selected strains from 22 different species for exceptional microbial diversity. And that's what we want in our gut. It maintains healthy intestinal microflora balance within our gut, supports healthy digestive and immune system function. It supports our GI tract health, especially our intestines and our colon. It supports optimal metabolism and food absorption. In simple terms, when you have a healthy microbiome with good bacteria, bad bacteria has a harder time doing its dirty work. TerraZyme is another one that you're just going to want to pair with it. It's doTERRA's digestive enzyme, and it includes a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion. It can be taken with every meal. It supports healthy digestion and metabolism. It supports conversion of food nutrients to cellular energy, and it promotes gastrointestinal comfort and food tolerance. And it includes 10 active whole food enzymes.
Okay, so the big blue numbers there, what do those mean? 6.8%. What that means is there was another study done, and they discovered in that study that only 6.8% of the US adult population has optimal cardiometabolic health. That means that 93% of us do not have optimal cardiometabolic health. And that simply means how we're aging on the inside of our body. Only 6.8% of us are optimized. And that brings us to one of my very, very, very favorite products is this MetaPower system. And this MetaPower metabolic system was specifically designed to tackle that poor metabolic health, because 93% of us are struggling with that. So this is the macronutrient line, and it pairs beautifully with Lifelong Vitality, which is a micronutrient line. MetaPower does three things specifically. It addresses cellular repair that leads to aging, addresses blood sugar regulation, and supports the inhibiting of fat absorption into our cells. So let's talk about lifespan and health span. We can't do anything about our chronological age or how long we've actually been here on this planet, but we can do something about our metabolic age. And that, again, is how are the inside of our body, how it's actually aging. We can influence that in a really significant way. And we need to pay attention to that, because the average American will spend the last 14 years of our life in a state of declining health and will have difficulty completing simple everyday tasks. But what if we could empower people to change that? And we can with this MetaPower system, because this is what it was designed to do. It's the first and only system that synergistically supports a healthy metabolism. It helps curb cravings. It helps sustain normal range glycemic and insulin response evenly throughout the day. And it naturally promotes cellular energy. So energy at that very cellular level. Those of us who have used this, we have all reported improvements across the board in things like eyesight, energy, pain, neuropathy, sleep, skin, hair growth, mood, how our body moves, the mobility, the range of motion that we have, strength, because it actually helps us to maintain and build lean muscle mass. Okay, this is one piece of that system, and I love this product so much. I told you that the system is one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite product of all. And this is MetaPower Advantage. It's doTERRA's collagen product. And it has 9 different types of collagen in it. And over 70% of those is in a tripeptide form. So what that just means is it's a smaller form of that chain, that protein chain. And by being in a tripeptide form, it's going to absorb 12 times more than any other collagen. So you get way more bang for your buck. So I mentioned a peptide is just a protein chain. So when we break it into two smaller pieces, our body actually can break it down and use it to its full benefit. Those larger chains, we can only use so much of them, and then we just get rid of them. But when it's in the tripeptide form, it becomes 70% more absorbable. So it just really works well. So it comes in small packets and it's a freeze-dried collagen. And then you mix it in 4 to 6 ounces of water. So it's about that much. Like in this glass right here, it's about this much water. And you just mix it up in there and down the hatch. It actually promotes healthy biological aging and improves our health span by helping those cells at the cellular level. It actually activates our longevity genes. It improves cognitive function. Our brains work better. It supports lean muscle and connective tissue. It helps skin elasticity. It helps the firmness of it. It helps our hair, our nails. It just does a ton of stuff for us. And I love this product.
Let me tell you about a little bit more research that was done around doTERRA and their products. So this was done by Roseman University of Health Sciences. And in this study, the doTERRA oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, beneficial to our metabolic health, and also helped with providing us with a healthy inflammatory response. Essential oils from different competitors had minimal effects. And so they concluded that the therapeutic potential of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. Through sourcing, processing, and characterization, we get critical results from that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about why doTERRA is different. When an oil is truly pure, they do not include fillers. There are no synthetic ingredients, and there's no dilution. Independent lab tests show that the majority of brands available to consumers are not pure. doTERRA, on the other hand, sources their oils from plants grown in their ideal environments. This makes all the difference for the chemical profile and the therapeutic effectiveness of those oils. Every single batch of doTERRA oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency so that our oils do what we expect them to do. Over 54 tests, 54 are done on each batch of doTERRA oils from the farmer to the consumer. Our doTERRA oils can be used topically, aromatically, and generally internally. People turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. Let's look at what that means exactly. And those lab tests show that 80 to 90% of oils on the market have contaminants and synthetic markers. We suggest never ingesting another brand. So doTERRA, many years ago, recognized that the essential oil industry didn't have a standard for purity that ensured safety. So they created a new standard, CPTG. This means certified pure tested grade. And they did this and they raised the bar throughout the essential oils industry. This standard is beyond organic, and it includes significant testing that is not cheap. doTERRA will invest to ensure that you have the most effective, safest product because that is best for you. Many doTERRA oils are safe to ingest. If it can be ingested, it will have a food-grade label on the bottle. doTERRA essential oils are safe to use at any age, from newborn babies to great-grandma. Brand matters for safety, and that's why we choose doTERRA. Now let's talk about affordability and effectiveness. Believe it or not, affordability is one reason people turn to doTERRA. The oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. This means that a little bit goes a long way. Okay, I'm going to illustrate that for you. Using the chat feature, I want you to make a guess. There was a recent test of Costco peppermint oil that showed that it was not 100% peppermint oil. How much peppermint do you think was in the Costco peppermint oil bottle? About 10%, just 10%. So when you use doTERRA's CPTG oil, you get 100% oil, making it a much cheaper option than other oils that are diluted. And I'll give you some fun facts here. Let's talk affordability. Excuse me. Each 15 ml bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. And one dose is about 1 to 2 drops. So on average, it's about $1 or less for a treatment. Here's an essential oil tip, and we preach this all the time. It's always better to use less more often. So use less oil more frequently throughout the day for better results. Now on to effectiveness. This is one of my favorite microbiology lessons. For our scientists in this workshop, we do know this is a very, very simplified lesson. So here we go. Our body's made up of cells, and each cell is surrounded by an oily membrane intended to protect it. It keeps the good in and the bad out. When you have a bacterial infection, see that little green blob on the screen? You can get an antibiotic to help you because the bacteria grows on the outside of the cell. However, viruses are different, and they proliferate on the inside of a cell. Essential oils, unlike most modern medicine, can penetrate the cell membrane and help stop the duplication of a virus and support your immune system to heal faster. When you have essential oils on hand, you can begin to support the healing of your body immediately instead of paying a copay and driving and waiting to see a doctor.
So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the oils, and we're going to dive into a couple of them. So immune support. Here are some many oils that support our immune system, but they're just a few. I carry many of them in my keychain, and I take them wherever I go, so that way I have them handy. But I'm going to share a little bit about my favorite one. And honestly, it's hard to narrow it down to a favorite one, but one I really enjoy and use often for my immune support is tea tree. It's great for ear infections, stinky armpits, blemishes, acne, cold sore, but great for all things fungal of any kind of infection. You use them to prevent razor burn. I said good for cold sores, used for cuts and wounds. And it's amazing if you struggle with smelly armpits of how, even if you use deodorant, it's amazing. So imagine a medicine cabinet filled with safe and effective oils without addictive properties or side effects that you will have ready at a moment's notice to address life's little emergencies. But here are a few medicine cabinet basics, and I hold them in my keychain. To honor your time, I'm going to share just one experience, and that is peppermint. Peppermint increases energy in the afternoon when you need to wake up and focus. It oxygenizes your cells. It's great to diffuse when studying or working where you need to be alert. Use this when your sinuses are stuffed up and you need to open your airwaves. Wonderful relief for tension headaches. You can knock it out before it really sets in. Just a dab on the temples is all I do. When you eat something spicy or eat late at night, peppermint can help prevent acid reflux. When overheating on a summer day or kids have a fever, you'll be glad you have this oil to help cool you down. Can cool your body 1 degree. Also great for hot flashes for you ladies. If this is a, oh, sorry. Let's go back to the chat feature. Let's go in there and then take a wild guess. How many cups of peppermint tea would equal 1 drop of doTERRA oil? 1 drop is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So these oils are potent, and that's why a little bit goes a long ways. Pain and inflammation. So we learned at the beginning of this workshop the impact how inflammation is a cause of disease. And doTERRA has safe, effective, and non-addictive tools. And the oils and products on the screen are some of the favorites to address pain and inflammation. So Deep Blue is a must-have for muscle and joint health. Not only does it relieve pain and tension, but it's amazing oil and support the muscle and joint and bone healing. It alleviates back pain. When you have a nasty bruise, grab some of your Deep Blue to help stop it in its tracks. The stick has copaiba in it, and it's easy to apply without getting it on your hands compared to the lotion. Copaiba is another oil used for pain and inflammation. It's a super anti-inflammatory. You can layer this with another oil. It increases the effectiveness when you do that. When you really need a boost of pain relief, this is what you're going to use with your Deep Blue. So add it with your Deep Blue is great for it. If you ever suffer from any emotional strain such as anxiety or depression, this can calm and soothe. It supports all major body systems, the heart, the nerves, respiratory, immune, and skin. And it can be really helpful for ADHD or ADD, and it's a CBD replacement. Oh, great products. So we're gonna wrap up our oil section with oils to support your mood and emotional support. For those of you who indicated at the beginning that you or someone in your family deals with heightened emotions or lows, these are great options to consider. So again, one of my favorites would be Serenity. Serenity is calming and it's helpful for sleep. May help you fall asleep more easily and sleep more deeply. So many people swear by it. I've heard many testimonies about that. Also helpful for anxiety and stress. I will put Serenity in my diffuser every night to help me for just that. And I've noticed a difference when I don't. A night that I don't put it in there, it's a little harder to sleep and rest, but when I do add it, it's amazing the difference. So we have learned some powerful things about pure essential oils just now.
I'm going to jump in now. That kind of wraps up the part of our natural supplements and the essential oils. But I just wanted to take a minute and share with you guys that I was never going to do this as a business. And in fact, I had a friend and she was visiting. Now I live 70 miles from the nearest town. So she was visiting and started not feeling well. So I was sharing essential oils with her to help her out and stuff because it wasn't a quick trip to town, right? And she was like, oh my gosh, I love that. How do I get it? And I kind of went, I don't know. So after that, I thought, this is something that really needs to be shared with our family and friends because they are so effective. And I learned then how to help other people and to share with them. And that started my journey into doTERRA as a business. Now I can make a difference and change people's lives. I can help them with their health, their emotions, and financially. I get to work whenever I want, right? I can set it up around my daily schedule of doing ranch work. And I've made a ton of new friends from everywhere, all around the globe, people I never would have met. And a lot of those people are right here on this call tonight. So doTERRA really has truly changed my life. And so if any of this sparks something in you, talk to your wellness advocate, the person who invited you here, and they will get you some details about our financial wellness workshop that's coming up next week. So thanks so much for coming to our workshop. We're so excited to have you all.